Hey everyone, today we're going to be comparing 3 different handheld vacuums. The first one's going to be the Nice Bay cordless handheld vacuum cleaner, the BLACK+DECKER handheld vacuum cleaner, as well as the Wall handheld vacuum cleaner. So first up on the roster, we have the Nice Bay cordless handheld vacuum cleaner. So inside the box to start, we have our manual. We have our main vacuum cleaner, which is right here. We have an air filter, or an extra air filter. We have our long crevice nozzle. We have a brush nozzle. And then we also have the part that goes extended onto the vacuum. We have part of our charger and the other main part of our charger base. Getting the vacuum set up is real easy. You just push this together and then lock it by turning it to the left, and you'll hear that click and you're all set. And then as for the charging station, you just put those two together, make sure you hear a click. And for the actual charging port, you just line those metal prongs up with those. And you can see right here, you just simply place it right next to each other and it's all set to go. And you can see that when turning it on, you actually get the digital LED screen. So now let's finally show you what this is capable of. And that's what all that vacuum just took out from my car. And here's just one more example. And then when all done, you just press that top purple button and then you can empty out everything. As you can see, all that dust and stuff that came out just from vacuuming that little portion. Now, second up on the list is this Dustbuster handheld vacuum cleaner. But first things first, what comes in the box is the charger, and you can actually wall mount this if you want to. Then next up, we have our little manual, so it shows you how to use it, when to change the filters, all that information. You get screws that if you wanted to wall mount, as I said previously, the charger port, you can do that. And then we obviously have our big old vacuum. There's not really many attachments, or really any attachments that come with this. It's actually just that base, I guess, nozzle that comes with it. And that's all you're really going to need with this vacuum, because I did try it and I'll show you how strong it can be later on. And when using this vacuum, you can see here that there is a battery indicator. And there's also 2 speeds, so lower and then higher speed. And you can tell by that sound difference that there's 2, speeds to this vacuum, or 2 power levels. And then you can also see that silver prongs line up with the prongs on that charger port. So that's how you line it up. Real easy to do. And then also on the back is how you empty out all those dust particles and everything. You just open that up and then everything falls right down at the bottom. And then as I was mentioning, that nozzle, this is the only nozzle that comes with it. You can see that it really comes out that long. And then when you need to get it back in, it can be a little bit stubborn, but you just kind of have to hammer it a little back in with your hand. So now we're over at my car, and we're going to go ahead and show you really just how powerful and how strong this vacuum can be when it's in a pretty dirty car. I mean, the backseat of my car. Let's see. And then when you're all done, you just go ahead and open up that trash and then empty it out by pressing the bottom button on the back like that. And you can see all that dust that was in that car come out real easily like that. And the third and final vacuum that we're going to be comparing is this Wall handheld vacuum cleaner, which does also come with a wet-dry nozzle attachment. So to start off, what comes in the box is first off our manual, and then we have our brush attachment as well as our smaller nozzle. We have our charger, so that plugs into the wall, and then that bottom plugs in. You can see right here on the back. And then obviously we have our big old vacuum right here. And then we have our small wet dry attachment. So if you're, vacuuming up anything wet, you have that. We have our extra air replacement, or air filter replacement, as well as little mount screws if you wanted to wall mount the charger. Before charging, make sure you take out this little piece that plugs into the charger on the back. And a cool little feature about this vacuum is that when it's powered on, you can actually press the button at the top and you get a flashlight on top. So if you're vacuuming, in a smaller area, you can turn on or turn off that little light. This would be very helpful, for example, if you're cleaning a car and you're under a seat and it's just kind of dark and you can't really see. That would be, an ideal situation, but you can use it for so much more than that. Pressing that top button up here on the red will release that, and then that's when you'll be able to really take out all that dust and anything you've really vacuumed up. Now to get into some examples, first we're going to start with the room or my room carpet. And then we have more drastic examples with my passenger seat of my car. And then when you're all done, you just press that top and then you can empty it all out right there. Sometimes it might get stuck above the air filter. So what you might have to do is take out that air filter and then give it a good few hits to really get everything out. And you can see just how much more stuff gets out of there when you give it a little bit of self-assistance.